Hey everyone, welcome back to BDG Reviews. As you can see, I'm still in my old place. I was hoping for this video to be done in my new place, but it's not quite ready yet, so this arrived today, so I'm going to unbox it. This is actually the second time I'm doing this. Or first time I got interrupted, and, is what it is, kind of ruined the take, so we're starting over. This is the Black Sabbath Black Box unboxing. Like my last video, the Judas Priest box set, this is a Chinese box set. So it's basically gray market knockoff type thing. I know that. I don't care. Unlike with the Priest box set where I had, like a goal in getting it, like I wanted that Priest box set. It was crazy expensive. This was purely just, I heard about this one, and I'm like, you know what, I want that as well. It is what it is. So let's get into it. Like the other box set, it's a pretty decent box, actually. I don't know if you can see that. It's all written black on black, so it's a bit difficult to see. But we'll get into the albums now as well. That's on the back. As I said, since I had to restart this video, it's already been opened, so, Like the Priest box set, comes with a little book, which has, info about the albums and stuff like that. It's a 21 disc set, so it's actually quite a bit bigger than the Priest set. But first up, we have Black Sabbath. And of course, these are like the reproduction album covers, like pretty much 1-1 reproductions. The thing with these discs is the discs are black on black, like the other ones, so they're all pretty much the same. I think there's a few that aren't. When I see one of those, I'll bring it out. But I just wanted a Black Sabbath box set, and I didn't want to pay crazy money. So this was, I think, $60. Got it on eBay. Is what it is. Next we got Paranoid, everyone's favorite album. It's a classic. Next, one of my favorite albums, Master of Reality. Black Sabbath Volume 4. Sabbath Bloody Sabbath. And these are all, like I said, unless I tell you differently, they're all like just black on black discs. It just says Black Sabbath in the name, they're kind of like a generic type cover thing. Next is Sabotage. Then we got Technical Ecstasy. This always seems to be kind of like the black sheep of the Sabbath lineup. Like, people either like love it or they hate it. It's like very rare that you find any middle ground. This is one I've never listened to this one, so I don't know. But Sabbath are kind of like Megadeth in that even the worst Sabbath is still really good. So is what it is. Next, Never Say Die. A few of these discs are backwards. That's why I'm checking every time I open it. Next, one of my all-time favorite albums, Heaven and Hell. Classic. The Dio years. Oh, see, that disc's a bit different. I wonder if it changed the Dio years. Let's see. Next up, Mob Rules. Another certified classic. Yeah, and that's gone with this look as well. Kind of cool. Another one that people either seem to love or hate. Born Again. Oh, that's got very different artwork. Then we got Seventh Star. This one was always kind of like famous for being like a Sabbath album, which isn't actually a Sabbath album. I think this was supposed, if I remember right, it's supposed to be a Tony Iommi solo album, but they had him like stick the Black Sabbath name on it, I guess, to make money. I don't know. I don't know if it worked or not. I don't think it did very great. We got The Eternal Idol. Underrated album, really. There's the discard for that. Headless Cross. Tear. Ooh, that one looks nice. The one, the only, the GOAT Dehumanizer. I absolutely love Dehumanizer. It is, I'd have to say, it's definitely my favorite era. It's my favorite Dio era album. And it's just so good. So good. Just cross purposes. Now this one, this is kind of interesting here because I know this particular disc in this set has issues. This is forbidden. Now, I have bought the recently released, remastered, like a re-engineered version that Tony Iommi did. So I'm going to be replacing this with that because I know this. I've heard people say this is pretty much unlistenable. So it's the only actual bad thing I've heard about this entire set. Next we got 13. Last studio album. And then we have, come here, Black Sabbath, The End, Birmingham. It's that, it's the last show. It's like made like a little gatefold. Down here. A 2 CD set. As well as a Blu-ray of the last show. Now, this obviously is like, it's like a burned Blu-ray type thing. Actually, I'm assuming this is Blu-ray. It says it's a Blu-ray. I haven't put in a player yet to test it out. But, I don't see why it wouldn't be. But all in all, a damn good little set there. And like I said, when it comes to gray market bootleg stuff and everything, my thought about it is always this. If you know what it is, you don't pretend it's anything else. You don't try to pass it off as a real release or anything. Have fun with it. Who cares? You have some people think like, oh, well, you're not supporting the artist or whatever. The amount of money I have paid on Black Sabbath albums over the years, I don't feel guilty about owning a bootleg box set. Take that for what you will. And I've also said before, if you offer a reasonably priced legit copy, I will buy that. But when you have sets of albums that have been out for years, I think the latest one here was 2017. That was the live album. You can only expect people to buy stuff so many times. Not everything is Evil Dead 2. Not everything gets 30,000 releases and people buy every single one of them. when it comes to Sabbath, I've got vinyl, and I've got this box set. I'm happy with it. Like with the Priest one, will I replace some of these discs with the legit discs if I pick them up over time? You know what? Yeah, I might. I don't have a problem with that. One thing I really love about this set, though, which is something I mentioned in the Judas Priest one, this set doesn't. This set does what the Judas Priest set doesn't. It contains the Tony Martin albums. It contains, Born Again. It contains the Dio years. It's not just. Let's put it this way: Black Sabbath realize those years made up who they are, and you can't release a set called like the complete albums without including the oddities, if you will. Like Maiden wouldn't be Maiden without the Blaze Bayley albums. Priest wouldn't be Priest without the Ripper Owens albums. Sabbath wouldn't be Sabbath without the Dio and Tony Martin era and everything. Are they as... Let me put it this way. If you said to me, you could see Black Sabbath live any era you wanted, but you could only choose one, I would choose the Dio years because I'm more of a Dio guy, honestly. But if you were to ask me, like, who is the singer for Black Sabbath, I would say Ozzy. You have to. Those albums are iconic for a reason. But I love the fact that, they didn't skip everything else in between. Now, I mean, it's probably easier when you only have, like, 2 albums from another singer. But I don't know. And just for the record, I'm probably going to move my copy of, what is it? The Heaven and Hell album. It has Bible Black on it. I can't remember the name of the album. The Devil and I or something? Or Devil and Me? I don't know. That album, I'm probably going to move my copy into this set because, they call it Heaven and Hell, but it's Black Sabbath. That's something I will mention. I really liked it when they released that album. I liked it that they said, it's like, look, we got Sabbath going on with Ozzy. We're not going, like, this tour we're going to do with this isn't going to be those songs. It's going to be the Dio era songs. So it's like, you know what? We'll just call the band Heaven and Hell. I like that. I like when they make a differentiation. It's sort of one of the, I don't want to say issues, but it's kind of one of the things I have with Venom Incorporated or Venom Inc. Musically, they are better than the current Venom. But without Kronos, it doesn't feel like Venom. Just saying. I wish they would have called themselves Primeval or something. I would have loved that. It would have worked a lot better, I think. But to each their own. That's just me. But yeah, this set, I recommend it. If you know what you're getting, you know what you want, and you're fine with, like a gray market, like bootleg type thing. I keep saying that, like the bootleg. But the thing is, from what I know, the laws in, like, Hong Kong and China are different. It's like, it's a bootleg by, like, American and British standards and everything like that. I don't know if it's considered a bootleg by, like, Chinese law and by Hong Kong law and everything. I don't know. So I just prefer to call them gray market because it is a kind of a gray area. So yeah, there you go. Good set. Looks great. I've heard it sounds really great, except for Forbidden. But like I said, I bought the new reissue of that so that it'll work. So yeah, there you go. That's it for this review. maybe by the next time I review something or unbox something or whatever, maybe I'll be in my new place. We'll see. You know, life has a way of getting in the way, doesn't it? But yeah, that's for me. See you next time.